So we finally have an agreement. They reached an agreement in Diplo recently, and the allies have been decided for this KVK. I'm pretty happy with what we got. So let me show you guys what we have for our allies this KVK. So you can see this is from the King of 1846, Raw Ability. So Diplo has now concluded, and we have a final agreement. The KVK will be as follows: Fire plus Daybreak plus Water versus Earth plus Wind plus Green. So let's read some of the explanation. This map took everyone by surprise. I don't think many expected to see 960 and 49 together, and then lots of smaller kingdoms who will struggle versus some of us bigger kingdoms. That was also my concern. Um, so for anybody who has forgotten, Fire is 1093, Daybreak is 1188, and their campmates. Earth is 960 and 49, and Wind is 1818 and 1846, and our campmates. And Water and Greenwood are the smaller kingdoms that are going to be stuck here with us, unfortunately. Let's call them the G4s as well of this KVK. Um, but yeah, this is where we're at right now in our Diplos. It'll be a 3v3 by the looks of it. So Diplo started with 93 making two demands clear. They did not want any fights in Zone 5, and they wanted to ally Daybreak or 1188. They would not entertain allying Windcamp due to the relation between 1818 and 2049. So maybe they thought we might betray, or 1818 might betray. Who knows? Windcamp might betray because we're in Arvik's kingdom, basically, or we have close ties with 2489. So with these two demands placed out early, options reduced drastically. We argued for 3v3, and 93 wanted a 4v2. Okay, so that sort of makes sense. I would honestly be fine with the 4v2, but looks like we got a 3v3. Um, and yeah, this is the rest of explanation, which I'm not going to read. It doesn't look that important. It's not balanced at all, blah, blah, blah. So 1846 didn't want a 4v2, so that's what they were arguing about for the last few days, I guess. Let's take a look at the sort of map now. So this is the map we've all sort of seen, but we can sort of see the KP based on the two teams now. So we can see Earth, Wind, and Greenwood. These are the one team, and Fire, Daybreak, and Water. That's the second team. So you can clearly see that our team, Wind, Earth, and Greenwood has decent amount more KP than the other team. That's mainly due to Earth Camp, of course, but obviously Wind Camp is also viewed as stronger than Daybreak. So, but 1093 wanted to ally with Daybreak, so that's just what happened. Obviously, a 4v2 might have made a little different situation. 4v2 meaning that Greenwood and Water would have allied with Daybreak and Fire. So that would have made a little different situation, but I guess that's what held up the Diplo talks for quite a while. But we are at a 3v3 now. It's pretty similar to what I thought it was going to be. A lot of people thought it was going to be left side versus right side, but it ended up being left versus right, and we just swapped Water and Greenwood. That's really all that happened. So some people might be saying that it's unfair that we allied with Earth because we are definitely probably stronger than Daybreak. I'm not going to say definitely. Sorry. 1188 is still a very strong kingdom. They could give us a very good fight in Zone 7. It's possible we, don't completely take over the zone. We stall it out. It's only 3 days in that zone, the Zone 7, the zone after Zone 7. Sorry. But yeah, I feel once again my condolences to Water and Greenwood. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be much factors in this KVK. So this KVK will still more or less be left versus right, just ignoring the Water and Greenwood side. Let's look at the sort of timings of this KVK, the times of like the fights. So you can see here, 1093 didn't want to fight in this zone here, this zone after pass 4. So the first fight will be pass 7 here. Pass 7 opens, as you can see, July 9th. So we have pass 4, pass 5. There's no time for pass 6, which is altars. Then we have pass 7. And then 3 days later, we have Kingsland. So the pass 7 fight will obviously be a very important fight. And as you can see, 1093 and Fire Camp and Earth Camp will be meeting in their Clarencia zone, which is in the pass 7 zone, and fighting for. They only have 2 Kingsland passes over here. So most likely, I'm assuming they'll probably stalemate in this zone, and they'll both enter Kingsland, controlling one level A pass. And then we'll enter as 4 camps into the Havana zone down here. This is a pretty large zone here. You can see here, sort of weirdly shaped as well. But we'll all 4 camps here, or full camps will be entering this Havana zone here, as you can see. And obviously, it's like people were saying, it might be unfair for us to ally with Earth because we're a stronger camp than Daybreak most likely. So maybe we should ally with 1093. But what's done is done. Our first fight will be past 7 here. at July 9th, and then we have Kingsland 3 days later. So that's sort of how the KVK is just going to shape out. Not a lot of fighting until past 7 starts, but I expect around this time, July 9th, fighting will get very intense during July 9th through July 12th, and however long Kingsland lasts. Kingsland looks very small here, though. This is like a very small Kingsland. So, yeah, that's just I wanted to give you an update on our KVK. As I said, it's going to be a 3v3, the red versus the white. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm happy. I'm happy with our what we got. I'm happy with how the Diplo went. I can't complain. I think this will be a fun KVK. I'm looking forward to fighting Daybreak in this zone here, the zone 7 area. Uh, and yeah, it'll be a while before we get any fighting, so might be a while before there's any actual fun in this KVK. But yeah, until then, that's all. That's all. I just want to give you an update on our KVK and how it's going to go down. So yeah, until next time then.